Hi, my name's Zachary Smith. Today I'm going to be talking about how I go about creating a great looking and sounding streaming concert. Because it is relatively easy to live stream a concert these days, I've seen a lot of people doing them, a lot of different artists doing them. Some of them are great, and some of them are, lacking in a few different things. And we all have smartphones or computers that are capable of doing a live stream where you can just push play and it goes. But if we spend a little bit extra time kind of setting the stage, setting what the frame is going to look like, and working on how it's going to sound, I think we can take the streaming concerts to another level. And one of the really nice things to do when you're putting together a concert is just spend a few more minutes thinking about how it's going to sound. The microphones on computers and laptops and on smartphones are just not that great for music. And on top of that, we have a lot of interesting settings that go into creating a place where people can talk clearly, but things are gated and compressed in a way where music sounds really crazy. The default settings for audio in Zoom are incredibly terrible for music. And so getting deep into those settings and saying, please do not affect the audio at all, really makes a big difference. But after you've got that, then you have to put in a good sound. And so using a little mixer, even if it's just a $100 mixer, with a few mics and some reverb goes a long way to having a nice, clear sound that you're transmitting to people, through their computer and through their speakers. Of course, you also want to think about how things look. Having the right amount of light on the screen, having the right amount of kind of contrast in the shot, making a composition that really looks professional and looks enjoyable to watch. Because people are going to be sitting there for half an hour, watching your concert. You want to give them something nice to look at. So I'm just going to walk you through my signal chain as it would go, just playing myself, and how I get the sound from the microphones into Zoom. So when I go on tour, I always bring my own microphone and, of course, my own pedal board. But built into this pedal board, I have direct outs, which are basically balanced outputs. So on this board, I have an electric guitar kind of rig, which is these pedals. And that comes out a balanced output from the 2 notes torpedo cab. And so I'll just use a TRS to XLR on that, go directly into a mixer. On here for my acoustic guitar and acoustic instruments, it's this radial preamp and DI. So I use the XLR outs on this. And that just takes away a little bit of guesswork. Sometimes when you're on tour, you encounter a lot of kind of sketchy DIs that have had, glasses of beer poured on them or whatever. This just kind of means I have control of my sound until it gets to the mixer. And so when I'm putting on a streaming concert, I'm taking that into account. I have basically the sounds all ready to go. And so I'm doing my EQ and stuff all on the board. And I'm taking care of my vocal by using the microphone. So with that, the only thing I'm going to add to my rig when I'm doing a streaming concert is this microphone here, which is a condenser, large diaphragm condenser microphone. I'm just going to put that in front of my acoustic guitar, which gives the sound a little bit more clarity and a little bit more kind of professional sound, a little bit more studio quality. When you're plugged into a big sound system direct to with the DI, the acoustic guitar just doesn't sound as great as it does with a microphone. But in a live context, the microphone is just going to feed back on stage. But in a studio environment, I can control the feedback and just use headphones. So once I have this kind of basic setup going, I have a microphone for the guitar, a microphone for the vocals, a direct box for my guitar. Then I go into my mixer. And so I have those channels coming into this mixer. And I'll do a little bit of EQ, a little bit of mixing, just to see how things are. And I'll definitely add some reverb, which is really important, especially to the vocals. Coming out of this mixer, I just go into an 1/8 inch cord, a 1/4 inch out into an 1/8 inch cord into my computer. So I'm not using a separate audio interface, which would provide better audio quality, but it doesn't, it's not 100% necessary. And so I have kind of this basically live setup. If I was playing a concert solo, sometimes a small concert, I would just use this mixer into one speaker or a Bose system, and that's all I need. And so I'm basically using exactly what I would in a live environment. And so I'm trying to take these streaming concerts a little bit more seriously, doing what I would do as a touring musician when I go into a venue. What am I going to bring? And just kind of set up a concert just like that. So because I'm in my home studio here, I have a few extra tools at my disposal that I wouldn't normally have in a live environment. I have some of these compressors and preamps. So because they're sitting here and I'm setting up my concert right here, I might as well make use of this gear. And so what I've been doing is running my vocal mic through a compressor here, as well as my acoustic guitar, and then running the entire mix through the Aphex compeller, which is a limiter, which helps just kind of bring the whole sound together and create a kind of consistent professional sound. Not everybody's going to have that at their disposal, but if you're like me, set up in a home studio environment where you have some extra gear, you might as well use it to create the best sound that you can. When it comes to Zoom, you have to be really careful to get the right audio settings, and there is a way to turn off all audio processing in Zoom. And so you can look up how to do that online, but there's you can basically get Zoom to stop gating and compressing the audio and just play the sound as you put it into Zoom. And that's really important when you're putting on a concert, because the sound processing that is normally done for people who are doing kind of video chat is really not good for music. So it'll kind of chop up your guitar and gate a whole bunch of music, a whole bunch of noise out of your sound, which will kind of destroy it. So when it comes to putting on online concerts, I think it's really important that we pay attention to the sound and, of course, the look. And just as we would, do a full sound check when we're, going into a venue, spend the time to make sure the sound is right, make sure nothing's clipping, make sure the sound is as good as it can be with the gear that you have available to you. Make sure that the video looks as good as it can, if that means grabbing lamps from different rooms and just getting a nice shot that looks good so people feel welcome when they kind of turn on your show, that they want to watch it and they want to listen to it. And yeah, so I hope everybody finds this video enjoyable. I hope that anybody who's putting on concerts is having a good time doing it. For me, it's really helped me through some of these, feelings of having gigs canceled and not knowing when the next time I'm going to be able to go on the road is. It's really helped me to just be able to put on concerts from my own house and feel kind of safe, but also like I've accomplished something. So pay attention to your video, pay attention to your audio, and put on the best concerts that you can. Thanks so much. My name's Zachary Smith. Thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe.